I am a passionate storyteller, weaving romantic and magical tales with vivid imaginary and an enchanting flair that sizzle with every sentence, captivating reader and bringing short stories to vibrant life. Mathewis, the charming, adventurous, full of character estate cat Mathewis. In the quiet folds of an estate in Stellenbosch lived a cat named Mathewis. He was a sleek, white fur, confident feline with golden eyes and a deep love for health, adventure, and the company of his gang. His gang was unlike any other. One eye, a scruffy old Tom with a heart of gold and a single eye that twinkled with mischief. Broken Tail, who walked with a crooked sleigh and had wild jumps and daring leaps. Puff, the shy but muscle-bound introvert who barely spoke but never missed a meeting. And finally, the jewel of the crew, Lady Pearl, a snowy white cat with a diamond set into the bracelet she wore proudly on her front paw. She adored Mathewis, and she nuzzled him, twirled around him, and whispered sweet phrases with her soft pink paw under his chin. Every evening, just after the sun dipped low, the gang would gather on the eastern side of the estate in the shadow of a tree. That was their room, hidden, free and alive. Mathewis lived with humans who worked long days, leaving him locked indoors. He will sit by the window, tapping his paw and waving at his gang as they prowled freely. When his humans finally returned and opened the door, Mathewis would dart out like a flash of wind. The streets became his kingdom. He will find his friends and tell them stories, tales of sneaking past vacuum monsters and stealing bits of chicken from the counter. They will all burst into laughter, especially One Eye, whose laughter crackles echoes of the walls. His heart still clung to their old home, the one his humans had rented before they moved across the street. There was a magic to that place, very cozy and warm. Sometimes Mathewis would sit in the middle of the road staring at it with longing. One quiet afternoon when the new tenants were out and only the domestic worker Susan was upstairs, Mathewis made his move. He slinked in, silent as a breeze, padded up the stairs and slipped behind the guest room curtains. Before long he was sunbathing on the balcony like he owned it. His gang below looked up and in awe. "Legend," whispered One Eye. But glory never lasts. One warm afternoon, as the clouds drifted lazily above the estate, Mathewis once again crept into his beloved old house. The scent of his memories still lingered with the sunlit floors, the faint echo of his human's laughter, the spot behind the curtain where dreams came true. But this time, as he reached the balcony, a new figure blocked his path. She was sleek, silver-striped, with amber eyes that held no warmth. Her tail flicked once, then again. "You're trespassing," she hissed, voice like dry grass. Mathewis tilted his head, calm, poised. From below, the gang watched in tense silence. "This house remembers me," he said, his voice low, controlled. "It sings my name in its beams and bricks. You're just a shadow here." The silver cat edged her back. "You don't belong here anymore." Mathewis stepped forward, slow and deliberate, though he looked soft and white with a single black dot near his shoulder, a faint scar behind one ear, and there was steel in him. His eyes golden like the old sun, burned with something ancient. He leaned in, so close she could feel his breath. "You've been warned," he murmured. "I don't fight for space. I fight for meaning and for memory." The silver cat stepped back, unsettled by the calm power in his cat body. You see, Mathewis wasn't just any cat. He followed the old ways and those of the cat elders. when honor, heart, and grace mattered more than flesh or fur. To him, the purest cat was not the loudest of the fiercest, but the one who bore themselves with quiet dignity and deep truths. The one whose beauty came from purpose, not pretending. In his eyes, a true cat must have a life well lived, not laziness, a pure heart and a reason for every step. That was Mathewis' way. He left the balcony in silence, tail high, eyes unbothered. The gang burst into cheers as he returned. "She won't forget that," muttered One Eye. "No," said Lady Bull, brushing a diamond paw along his shoulder. By dinner, with a slight drag in his step and his tail a little lower, he'd start to walk home, but not before a final stop at the human Hester's house, where a few treats and kind words await. Then a gentle chat with his sister Sophie, the proper lady who rarely left the porch. "You should settle down, Mathewis," she will say. "One day," he winked. Mathewis was a pure soul, one with the wind, the road, and the whispers of old walls. To most, he was just a streak of fur passing by, but to those who knew him, he was a legend on his own mission. So if you see him, just nod and let him go, and he is chasing something only he can see. When the morning came soft and golden, Mathewis would slip out before anyone noticed. His white fur, marked with that single black dot, caught the light like silk. He moved with the grace of a leaf falling in still water, so quiet, unbothered, yet full of intention. The estate was alive in the early hours. At number 44, a family of swallows had built a nest so expertly it could have been crafted by time itself. Mathewis often sat below it, watching the birds flit and feed, their chatter light and rapid. "Where do you fly when winter comes?" he asked once, staring up with calm eyes. "Far," chipped the eldest swallow. "Beyond mountains, overseas. But we remember every rooftop here." Mathewis nodded. "Then I'll remember you." They liked him, the birds. Even the bold ones who feared cats knew Mathewis was different, and he didn't chase, he conversed. At number 42 lived a new cat, the one who claimed his old balcony. They watched each other from across the street and no words, just a long silence held between eyes. Mathewis didn't need to prove anything anymore. He simply belonged. He wandered through the gardens, each one a tiny world of scent and color. Roses, jasmine, lemongrass, lemon blossoms. He sniffed every flower like a scholar reading ancient text. Each scent told him what humans lived there, what they cooked, if they laughed often. Now and then, local homeowners spotted him down by the dam, busy chasing butterflies, rolling in the reeds, even chatting with Mia the dog. Mathewis could charm dogs like no other, rubbing against their legs, purring just right, and earned their respect. In the lavender hedges, he met a grasshopper, green and spray. "Good leap," said Mathewis. "Thanks," said the grasshopper, mid-hop. "You're the cat who doesn't bounce." "I'm past bouncing," Mathewis replied with a faint smile. Further down, under a bush of white daisies, a fat caterpillar chewed slowly on a leaf. "You'll fly soon," Mathewis said. The caterpillar blinked. "How do you know?" "I see wings where others only see hunger," Mathewis said before paddling along. That was his gift. He didn't just look, but he saw. The yearning in an empty garden chair, the joy in a cracked fountain, the magic in the stillness of the estate. By dusk he will return to his wall near house 50 and watch the sky turn colors no human could name. Lady Pearl would sometimes curl up beside him, resting her head slightly on his back. One Eye, Broken Tail, and Buff would sit nearby, quiet and loyal. "You spoke to the swallows again?" asked Pearl. "They're leaving soon," Mathewis said, "but they'll come back." "And what of the new cat at 42? Mathewis looked over the rooftops. "She has a lot to learn, but the estate teaches you if you listen." He closes his eyes, breathing in the last scent of night jasmine. His tail curled neatly beside him, and for a while, everything was still. Now Mathewis sits on top of the warm stone wall near house 50, tail wrapped neatly around his paw. Eyes half closed but alert and waiting. The swallows have flown, the gardens rest, and even the wind seems to pause with him. Somewhere in the estate, a gate creaks open, and he lifts his head just slightly. Maybe it is a new cat, a wandering dog, or humans carrying boxes and dreams. Whatever it is, Mathewis will be there to witness it, to greet it with great grace and the wisdom of a life well lived. What a beautiful life indeed.